School prepares you to work, not to build wealth. School gives you knowledge, but it doesn't give you the rules of money. You're taught how to follow instructions, not how to create opportunities. That's why millions spend their lives working for someone else's dream. If you only learn to work, you'll never learn to own. Smart people, empty pockets. Why? Think about the student who topped every class but now struggles with bills. Intelligence alone doesn't guarantee wealth. Why? Because money has its own rules, and school doesn't teach them. You can be brilliant with books and still broke in life if you never learn how wealth is built. Grades don't equal success. Some of the world's richest people weren't the best students. They understood something schools never explained. The marketplace doesn't reward grades, it rewards value. Your diploma can get you a job, but it can't make you rich. Success comes from learning how to create, not just memorize. If you think a degree is enough, you're already losing. A degree might open doors, but it won't keep them open forever. The world changes fast, and wealth belongs to those who adapt, not those who cling to certificates. If you believe education ends with graduation, you've already lost. Real education begins when you decide to learn outside the classroom. The big lie: education versus wealth. Schools train you to memorize, not to multiply wealth. In school you were praised for repeating information. Memorize the formula, recite the history, fill in the blanks. But wealth doesn't grow from repeating, it grows from creating. Nobody gets rich by simply remembering answers. You multiply wealth by thinking differently, spotting opportunities, and building solutions. The truth is, memorization may pass you an exam, but innovation will buy your freedom. If all you can do is repeat, you'll always work for the one who can create. Obedience creates employees. Creativity creates millionaires. From childhood, you're trained to raise your hand, follow rules, wait for permission. That's obedience. And while it may make you a reliable employee, it will never make you free. Look at every self-made millionaire. Their wealth came from breaking patterns, not following them. Creativity is where wealth begins. When you stop asking for approval and start solving problems your own way, you step into the path of wealth. Remember, rules can keep you safe, but they can also keep you small. The classroom builds followers. The marketplace rewards leaders. The classroom teaches you to look up to the teacher, follow the curriculum, and stick to the script. But the world doesn't reward followers, it rewards leaders. Leadership means thinking for yourself, taking responsibility, and daring to act when others hesitate. In the marketplace, those who lead are the ones who create jobs, shape industries, and change lives. If you remain a follower, you'll always wait for direction. If you choose to lead, you'll control your own destiny. Education isn't useless, it's just incomplete. Don't mistake this truth. Education matters. It gives you the foundation to read, write, calculate, and communicate. But that's only half of the story. The classroom equips you to survive, not to thrive. What's missing is financial education, risk-taking, and real-world problem-solving. That's why many graduates find themselves lost when it comes to money. Knowledge without application is incomplete. To build wealth, you must add the missing pieces the classroom left out: ownership, courage, and vision. The missing lessons of money. No one taught you how money really works. In school they taught you how to earn money, but not how money moves. Nobody explained inflation, taxes, or why saving in a bank won't make you rich. You weren't shown the difference between assets and liabilities, or why debt can be both a weapon and a trap. That's why so many people work for years yet stay stuck. Money isn't just about working harder, it's about making it work for you. If you don't learn its rules, you'll always play someone else's game. Ownership beats working every time. Think about this. The employee builds, but the owner collects. A worker spends 40 years trading hours for paychecks, while the owner earns even while sleeping. Wealth doesn't come from clocking in, it comes from owning the clock. From owning businesses, properties, or intellectual ideas that keep producing without you being present. History proves it. The people who rise to wealth aren't the hardest workers, they're the smartest owners. Until you learn to own, you'll remain a player in someone else's story instead of writing your own. The secret of leverage: multiply time, money, and people. You only have 24 hours in a day, no matter how hard you grind. That's why leverage is the real key. The wealthy use other people's time, skills and money to scale what they build. Think of it like a lever. You can move something massive with a small push if you use the right tool. Leverage is why one person manages a company of thousands, or why one idea backed by investors can create millions. Without leverage, you stay stuck exchanging hours for dollars. Failure is not the end, it's the tuition of wealth. School punished mistakes, but in wealth building, mistakes are the tuition you pay to learn. Every failure teaches a principle you can't find in any textbook. Look at entrepreneurs. Most failed multiple times before they found success. Failure refines, toughens, and teaches you where the real gold lies. The broke fear failing, the wealthy use it as fuel. The truth is, success is built on a pile of failures. If you're not willing to fail, you're not willing to win. Breaking free from the employee mindset. The system trains you to play safe. From the moment you were a child, the message was clear. Study hard, get good grades, and one day you'll land a safe job. But safe doesn't mean free. The system conditions you to settle for predictability instead of possibility. It tells you to avoid risk, to follow the rules, to never step outside the box. Yet every person who has ever built true wealth had to step outside that safety net and think differently. Security is just a comfortable trap. A paycheck feels secure, but it's a trap disguised as comfort. You get used to just enough money to survive, never enough to thrive. You trade your best years for stability, but stability without growth is just slow decline. Many people never chase their dreams because they're scared to lose that so-called security. But real security doesn't come from a paycheck. It comes from building something that outlasts your time card. Security without freedom is still a prison. Trading time for money will keep you stuck. As long as you trade hours for dollars, you'll always be capped. There are only so many hours in a day, only so much you can physically do. That's why employees stay trapped in the cycle. The wealthy break out by creating systems, businesses, investments, and ideas that work for them even when they're not present. Time is the most valuable resource you have. Spend it building assets, not just clocking in for wages. Freedom demands you choose risk over safety. Freedom isn't free, it demands courage. Choosing safety means staying in the cage, even if it's golden. Choosing freedom means stepping into uncertainty, where growth lives. The wealthy didn't get there by playing safe. They took risks others avoided. Risk doesn't mean recklessness. It means betting on yourself, daring to try, daring to fail. Every breakthrough requires risk. The question is simple. Do you want the comfort of a paycheck, or the freedom of a life you control? The new education, what you must learn. Financial literacy, the language of wealth. They never taught you money has a language, and most people never learn to speak it. They know how to earn, but not how to manage, grow, or protect. Financial literacy is about understanding assets and liabilities, cash flow, and how money multiplies. Without this knowledge, you work for money instead of making it work for you. That's why many professionals earn high salaries yet live paycheck to paycheck. If you can't read the language of money, wealth will always remain out of reach. Entrepreneurship, solving problems, creating freedom. Entrepreneurship isn't just starting a business, it's learning to solve problems at scale. The marketplace pays for solutions, not effort. Every product you use, every service you depend on, came from someone who solved a problem. That's the essence of wealth creation. Entrepreneurs don't wait for opportunities, they create them. They take ideas, risks, and vision, and turn them into freedom. If you want control of your life, start looking at problems not as obstacles, but as invitations to build solutions. Investing, letting money work harder than you. The wealthy understand one principle: money can work harder than any human. Investing turns your earnings into soldiers that fight for you while you sleep. Whether it's real estate, stocks, or businesses, the goal is the same: multiplication. While most people work until retirement, investors build streams of income that flow without them clocking in. Think about it, one investment can do more than decades of labor. The question isn't whether you should invest, it's whether you can afford not to. Networking and influence, turning relationships into currency. Wealth isn't built alone, it's built through connections, partnerships, and influence. One relationship can open doors, money can't. The wealthy know this. Relationships are a form of currency. They invest in people because the right person can change everything. From mentors who teach, to partners who collaborate, to investors who fund, the circle you build shapes your future. Stop trying to climb alone. Influence is about giving value first, and in return, receiving opportunities that money by itself can never buy. Self-mastery, the discipline that separates winners from quitters. All the knowledge in the world is useless without self-mastery. Discipline, mindset, and resilience are what separate those who dream from those who achieve. Wealth requires patience when others want quick results, courage when others give up, and focus when distractions come knocking. Self-mastery means you don't quit just because it's hard. You push through because freedom is worth it. The strongest investment you'll ever make isn't in stocks or property. It's in your own ability to stay disciplined when it counts. The harsh truth of wealth building: comfort will never make you rich. Wealth is not born in comfort. It is forged in the fire of risk, sacrifice, and relentless persistence. Too many people crave an easy path, a life without struggle, and then wonder why wealth never finds them. Comfort lulls you into mediocrity. It convinces you to settle. But every self-made millionaire has scars, failures, and nights of uncertainty. Understand this: comfort feels good today, but it costs you tomorrow. If you want wealth, you must choose growth over ease, pain over pleasure, risk over safety. The broke chase weekends. The wealthy chase freedom. Look around. Most people live for Friday night and dread Monday morning. They trade 5 days of their life for 2 days of escape. That is not freedom. That is a prison disguised as routine. The wealthy see it differently. They don't chase weekends. They chase a life where every day belongs to them. Freedom means building systems, investments, and businesses that work without you. Ask yourself, do you want a temporary escape or a permanent life on your own terms? It's hard, it's slow, but it's possible. Wealth is not easy, it's not quick, it's not guaranteed, but it is possible. Too many people quit because it feels slow, forgetting that slow progress is still progress. Every failure, every setback, every late night adds up. The broke see obstacles and stop. The wealthy see obstacles and push harder. Remember this: your results won't come from what you know, but from what you do. It's hard, it's slow, but if you refuse to quit, it's possible. Practical action framework. Learn money skills every single day. If you want freedom, you must study money the way others study for a degree. Read books, listen to podcasts, watch mentors and practice. Learn the difference between assets and liabilities, cash flow and debt. Make money education your daily habit, because ignorance is the most expensive mistake. Build something that belongs to you. Stop living only for a paycheck. Create something, a side hustle, a business, an online brand, a product. Ownership is the foundation of wealth. When you build something that belongs to you, you're not just working, you're creating freedom. Even small beginnings can grow into empires, but only if you start now. Reinvent yourself again and again. The world changes fast, and so must you. Skills get outdated, markets shift, technology evolves. Winners are not the ones who stay the same. They are the ones who keep adapting. Reinvent yourself as many times as it takes. Stay curious, stay hungry, and keep growing. Reinvention is survival. Closing power statement. The choice is yours. School gave you survival. Now it's time to thrive. School gave you the basics, how to read, write, and follow instructions. It gave you the tools to survive. But survival is not the same as success. Survival keeps you breathing, but thriving gives you freedom. Thriving means living on your own terms, not inside someone else's plan. Now the question is, will you keep surviving, or will you choose to thrive? Do nothing and stay stuck. Take action and rewrite your life. If you do nothing, nothing changes. You'll keep walking the same path, working the same job, trapped in the same cycle. But the moment you take action, when you decide to learn, build and grow, you can rewrite your entire story. Life does not reward hesitation. It rewards those who move. The choice is simple: stay stuck, or step into your own future. They won't teach you this, but you can teach yourself. The truth is, no teacher is coming to save you. They won't hand you financial freedom in a classroom. They won't explain ownership, investing, or freedom. That's on you. But here's the good news: you can teach yourself. You can learn from books, mentors, experiences, and failures. Everything you need is out there. The only question left is this: will you chase knowledge, or will you wait and watch life pass you by?